This video explains how to make markings on your music using KeyScore. In this video, when I tap and move my finger, there's a red circle shown. If I use the Apple Pencil, you see a pencil shown. The Apple Pencil works great with KeyScore. To enter marking mode, tap in an empty part of the score to show the menus, then tap the marking icon in the top left. You can see that the icons in the top bar change to show the different tools you can use to make and edit markings on your score. I'll start by tapping the pen. Now I can draw directly on the score using my finger to draw a line. And there's a line with the Apple Pencil. To change the color of the pen, tap the pen icon at the top again to bring up the palette. Here I can pick from all these pens. I'll pick the red one. And there's a red line. You can also make the line thicker or thinner by choosing a different tip. There's a thick red line. Tap the pen tool icon again to make the palette go away. You can always undo markings in KeyScore. Just tap the undo button in the upper right. I'll do it a couple times to remove some of those example lines. Just next to the pen icon at the top is the highlighter. This is just like the pen, but the digital ink from the highlighter lets the score show through a bit. I can use this to highlight important things on the score to draw my attention, or I can use the highlighter just to make markings that are a little bit lighter. Let me grab the purple highlighter by tapping again on the highlighter tool at the top and tapping the purple highlighter. I'll circle the first note in the bass clef of the fourth measure. To change markings that you've made, use the hand tool. When the hand tool is selected, you can see that the markings are outlined with a light red box. I'll tap the marking to select it, and the palette pops up. Now I can use all the same tools that I used to select my highlighter before drawing this. I'll change the color to blue, adjust the line weight to be thinner, and then tap away to deselect. When you're in marking mode, you can use two fingers and pinch to zoom out, or spread your fingers to zoom in. In marking mode, you can always pan or move the score with two fingers. When the hand tool is selected, you can pan with just one finger. Now that I'm zoomed in and can see clearly with the hand tool selected, I can move the marking. I just use my finger to press on the marking and drag it to where I want. I can also do this with the Apple Pencil while the hand tool is selected. That looks good, so I'll zoom out using two fingers to pinch. Next, let's select the text tool. When the text tool is selected, I just tap on the score to add a text marking and type in what I want. There's my text to remind me that the second line is a singing line, but I didn't put it exactly where I want it, so I'll use the hand tool to move it. Notice that the palette didn't pop up when I moved the text. I just have to tap the marking to see the palette. Now I can switch the font to Georgia and make it italic. I can adjust the size. A little bigger? That looks better. You can always specify the font, color, and size of your text before you type it in too. With the text tool selected, you can tap the tool icon again to bring up the palette and choose how you want your text to look. I often find it's just as easy to use the hand tool to select and modify your text after you've entered it. But just for completeness, I'll add another marking with the color and font I just selected, and this time I'll do it using the Apple Pencil and Scribble on iOS 14, which converts my handwriting to text. Wow, that's really great, and it's sometimes easier than typing on the iPad screen. Since the palette is there, I can make adjustments. I'll change this to gray. Next, let's tap the symbol tool at the top. This lets me choose from a collection of symbols and place them on the score. I can see in the indicator that the current symbol is an A sharp, but I want to add fingerings on the second line, so I'll tap the symbol tool again to see the palette, which has 5 sets of symbols to choose from. You can add your own symbols too. Check out our channel for a video on this. Here in the first set, I'll choose the 4, adjust the size, and place it on the second line using my finger. When I press on the screen, the 4 is beneath my finger. I could release my finger and the 4 would stay there, or if I move my finger, the symbol will pop out from under so I can see it and place it just where I want. Now I'll select the 2 symbol and place it with the Apple Pencil. When I move the pencil, the symbol pops out so I can see it. And if I just tap and release, the symbol is right where I tapped. Let me just make a quick adjustment to that using the hand tool. While the hand tool is selected, I can tap the marking to bring up the palette and adjust the size of the symbol. I can also remove this symbol by tapping the trash can inside the palette. There it goes. But I'll undo those two changes. There are other ways to remove markings. Let's tap the trash can icon at the top. The indicator shows me that we have the eraser selected, and I can just tap on individual markings to delete them. Or I can swipe my finger and any markings I touch will be removed. I'll put those back with the undo button. Tap on the trash can again to get more options. There, next to the eraser, we see the whiteout tool. This lets you remove engravings on the original score. Let me just white out this pedal marking. And I'll undo that too. Finally, we have Erase All, which removes all the markings with one tap. And of course, Undo brings them back. Those are all the marking tools. Check out our other videos to learn how to unlock your music with KeyScore.